It's a Monday, and that means Recovery Monday with Lila Stafford and Powell CDC. Today, we'll meet Jesse, what his life was like. What happened?
I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. Now I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed.
It is 24th day of June in the Lord's year 2013. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and this is Recovery Monday. I want to thank Toby Mac. No, that wasn't Toby Mac. That was
Big Daddy Weave.
Big Daddy Weave. Thank you for that song. He put that out about 6 months ago, and we just knew that was going to be the theme to Recovery Monday. If you've never heard that whole song, spend 99 cents on iTunes or go to YouTube and listen to it. It is an incredible song for those of us who walked without Christ in our life, and then one day had the hound of heaven bite us in the backside, and the Holy Spirit filled us. And the song is just, it's about us. Hopefully it's about you too. All right, welcome to Recovery Monday, and today my guest is Jesse. Jesse, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
And Jesse's here with a room full of people, including his sponsor and some other folks from Powell CDC, including John Peters, who is an intern. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you want to be like Lila when you grow up.
That's the plan. CADC counselor.
There you go. ADC?
CADC.
What's that mean? Chemical dependent?
Basically a drug and alcohol counselor.
Okay, all right. And why?
Well, through my own struggles of being an alcoholic, a little bit of sobriety under my belt, and I realized the key to sobriety is helping others.
Yeah, you're right. It absolutely is. It's so funny. We just had somebody in a 12-step meeting last week say 5.5 years sobriety, stop going to meetings, stop hanging around with 12-step folks, and now he went out for a little research and find out it wasn't any better this time than it was the last time.
Never is.
But John, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here.
So, Jesse, where are you from?
I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska.
Great town. Go Big Red, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah. Oh, you don't care about the Cornhuskers?
I used to.
Okay.
You kind of grew out of that just like you do birthdays.
Wow.
Mac doesn't grow out
I
of
feel
that.
really bad because I don't grow up. I'm from Beatrice originally, so I'm a huge Big Red fan. Okay, so, and what was your childhood like?
I had I guess I could say, a okay child life, pretty normal. I was raised with two parents. Went to school, loved school, till about the 7th grade. Things started to change in my life. I wanted to grow up fast. I couldn't wait until I was 21 years old to be able to buy a drink, but that took too long, So I had to. So I just started on my own at the age of 14. At the age of 14, I started drinking recreationally. Hung out on the streets, didn't go to school. Well, I went to school in the front door and out the back.
Okay.
I went through school.
Okay.
So I in my teen years, I grew up a very, very what can I say?
Handsome fellow.
That too. But I was missing something. I think I was missing companionship, I can say.
Okay.
Not that my parents wasn't there, but it was something missing in our family as far as togetherness. And
Did you have brothers and sisters?
Yes,
Older or younger?
I have a younger brother, 2 younger sisters, and an older sister. So it's 5 of us, and I'm the second. We had a sibling relation. I mean, we as siblings, we had a relationship, but we were kind of spaced, and we was doing pretty much our own thing. And I'm under my sister, and I used to run with her a lot, you know. So she was a person who went to school constantly, you know, and I think I just rebelled, you know, from watching her do it. And I started drinking.
At 14, you
At
said.
14.
Okay.
Did your parents know it? Were you getting in trouble?
Well, not at first. My parents knew after a while because my father was alcoholic. And I used to watch him come home, you know, and he'd be drunk all the time. And he would go upstairs, you know, he would always go upstairs and stay upstairs, and he'd come down and he would eat, you know. So I got curious one time and followed him, went upstairs after he came down one time, and just kind of looked around the room and found his half a pint he used to drink Cabinet Steel. And so there was the alcohol. So, you know, I had tasted alcohol before with my friends, you know, over to their house, you know, their parents would have alcohol, and he would sneak, you know, a drink out, and we would drink in the backyard, and I would get drunk. Stay over his house or go home, you know, and the next day, you know, my parents would be at work, well, my father would be at work. And so when I found out that he would bring a half a pint home every evening, so I would just go upstairs while he's downstairs to drink his, and they'd find me in the closet drunk. So...
Didn't he notice somebody was sipping off that half pint?
Yeah, he did. You know, he did. But after a while, you know, because but you know, once he didn't know it until the next morning, because he would bring his whiskey home and put it in the closet, you know, and he would go to bed, but he would wake up the next morning, but I would be in the closet drunk, you know, with. But when he opened up, when he come in to get up to go to work, I'd be in there drunk, so he or passed out, you know, from drinking his liquor, and he would just go on to work, and I wouldn't hear about it until the next day. So that happened for a while, and
when you heard about it, quote unquote, what was that like? Was he angry? Was he violent? Was he, you know, just, hey, don't do that anymore, Jesse?
Pretty much. I didn't get a whooping or anything behind it. I would get punished, you know, couldn't go out for a couple of days, you know, or, couldn't see my friends, you know, kind of like in the doghouse. But that didn't happen too long either, because I would go downstairs, sneak out the basement window and be gone. And so I very seldom got whoopings. But he would whoop me, you know. He would, he'll wait. You know, when I come home and he would be mad, and I would just go and get up under the bed, he wouldn't chase me or anything. He would just wait until I go to sleep and move the bed out, you know, and wake me up with the belt. So, so that went on for a while. I started to hang out late nights, you know, and with my friends, so-called friends, and we would hang out on the corner. And
now, I got to stop you for a second. Why did you say so-called friends?
Then I thought they were friends, but now I realize that I guess I can say today, what I know today, a friend is someone that wouldn't hurt you intentionally.
Okay.
And now that I look back at my past to realize that, you know, people that I were calling my friends were hurt. Well, I was allowing them to hurt me intentionally. And today that doesn't happen.
Okay, good.
I think that people that are doing the wrong thing want company. So if they were into drinking underage or using drugs, they probably wanted company doing it.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
Now, were you in a what we'd call a gang?
Well, we didn't call ourselves gangs back then, you know.
Okay.
We were like, I stayed on the north side of Omaha, Nebraska. And we had a south side, you know. So the south side would meet the north side, you know, and we would fight, you know, fisticuffs. And so whoever won that fight or whatever, if we didn't accept whoever won the fight at that time, we would go home and get our dogs. Bring our dogs, yeah.
As in four-legged creatures.
Yeah,
okay.
woof woof.
Yeah, okay.
And we would bring them back and let them fight.
Whoa.
So whoever dog won or whatever, and then we accept the fact that, okay, it's over, and go to the bar and have a drink. There wasn't any too much shooting when I was growing up. I did get shot a couple of times.
There wasn't too much shooting. I only got shot a couple of times.
Well, I got shot a bunch of times. I did, and by the grace of God, I'm very thankful that I'm able to sit here in front of you today and talk about that, because the first time I got shot in the leg, and the bullet just went completely through my leg and missed the arteries and everything, and it didn't break a bone or anything. So, and all that time, it's not that I didn't know God, but I wasn't focused on God. I didn't hear Him.
What kind of situation were you in that you'd get shot? Just hanging around on the streets?
Women.
A woman shot you?
No.
It was over a
women.
woman.
Women.
Oh,
Situation with women.
Okay.
Did you have a gun?
Yes, I carried a gun.
Yeah. That is so weird, Jesse, because I know you today, and there's no way I can see you like that.
I know. It was.
My guess is you didn't have a permit to carry.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That was a stretch.
Yeah, I permitted myself to carry it.
Okay.
That's the permission you had.
Yeah. But that happened at the age, I was around 17 when I started carrying guns. But from 14 to 17, I grew up fighting. And that's pretty much that's pretty much where it went to, is just fighting. Every now and again a knife was displayed. Every now and again a knife was used, and I've been stabbed, I've been cut, I've been shot, and I've shot people. So I don't know if I should say that on there, though. So.
Well, we'll probably ask you to just stop there. We won't name any names. Our guest today is Jesse. Jesse went through Powell CDC, is 2 years sober. And how old are we now? Are we at age 20 yet? Seriously, in your story, though?
Oh, in my story, I'm at age 17.
You're still 17?
Yeah.
Did you graduate high school?
No, but I went back and got my GED.
Okay, good. And so you're living on the streets in North Omaha, 17, 18 years old. How did you end up coming over to Des Moines?
I was down in front of a bar one evening, about 11:30 at night one weekend, and this one car got pulled over, and we were standing outside in front of the bar, and so we was watching, as the police was searching the car and pulling the people out of the car. So finally they let a person drive the car away. And the person just happened to be a woman that drove the car away. So for some reason, she come back from around the corner and stopped and just asked me, out of 5 people, did I know where the Omaha police station was? And I said, yeah, I know where it's at. So they had took her boyfriend to jail for drunk driving. So she said, well, would you show me where the Omaha police station is? I said, sure. So I got in the car, I took her down there, but she couldn't get her man out. So when she couldn't get her man out, I proceeded to show her the city. And from me showing her the city, that led to me coming to Des Moines, and that was in 1985, and I've been stuck here ever since.
We're hearing Jesse's story today. From age 14, he'd been drinking, got involved with gunplay and knife play, and sounds like women were an influence on him. When we come back, we're going to continue to find out what kind of heck he raised over here in Des Moines and how he finally ran into Jesus and the 12-step program and where he's at now. That's today, live on Recovery Monday with Powell CDC. Lila Stafford in the house, John Peters in the house, Bob Montserrat, the Cat in the Hat, and I'm J. Michael McCoy. If I haven't told you lately, thanks for listening. Love this job, couldn't do it without you. Right here on Recovery Monday on KTIA, Iowa.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
If Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of America was your personal webmaster, Tom would filter out all bad debt emails. If Tom was your mailman, you'd never get any debt reduction junk mail. If Tom Coates was a lineman, he'd block any phone calls offering to reduce your credit card debt.
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America, and we're still your best choice for credit counseling. We're local, we're accountable, and we can do more. You make the call when the time's right for you.
When it comes to competition, there really is none for Consumer Credit of America.
The dawn of a new era begins.
A father who is headed toward another heart attack. A woman who struggles daily with diabetes and her memory. A boy whose headaches keep him out of school. A mother who one morning discovers a lump. A girl whose condition defies diagnosis. You come to us because you need answers, but you also need more. You need understanding of what you're going through. You need comfort. You need to be treated as an individual, not a condition. You need to be included in your own care. You are the point of everything we do. That's why we're changing to Unity Point Health. It's a model of care that will help us work better together, where the physician who knows you best takes the lead, coordinating your care through every step, from the hospital to specialists, to rehabilitation, to health services in the home and in the community, to making sure the treatments are effective. By working as a team, we surround you with care, helping you manage your health and your conditions, guiding you to making better choices and living a healthier life. The point of Unity is you. Unity Point Health.
All right, welcome back. It's Recovery Monday, 24th day of June. Lila Stafford in the house, along with John Peters from Powell CDC. Bob Monster at the Cat in the Hat watching the chat. And what that means is if you're listening to this live, you can go to webcastonelive.com. That's webcast, O-N-E, live.com, and watch the program. And it's not, we don't call it TV because we don't do what Channel 13 or Channel 5 does. We just happen to have cameras. And we've got a good producer. Well, we've got good producers. Today we've got Father Tattoo. And he makes sure that the pictures are good. And then Bob, there's a chat right next to it. So you can log on and you can chat back and forth with us if you want. Also, phone lines are open at 244-0077. So you're welcome to call in on that, area code 515. All right, we're talking with Jesse. So in 1984, you hooked a ride with a woman. 1985. We need his mic on, please. Okay, go ahead. 85?
Yes.
His mic's not on. Say that.
85.
There you go. Okay. And did you just, you moved to Des Moines then?
Well, when we went down to when she went to see about getting her boyfriend out of jail and they wouldn't release him, she wanted to know, how the city was, So Omaha, yeah. So I kindly provided my services and showed her around the city, and one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was on the interstate headed to Des Moines. and stayed with her in Oak Ridge. Is the first place I ended up here in Des Moines is Oak Ridge. And,
so she moved with you?
I moved with her.
Okay, so she...
She was already living here.
Oh, okay.
And
so she left her boyfriend back in Omaha.
Yeah.
She picked up something there. Great.
Okay, we're just messing with the audio here today. So you moved over to Des Moines. It's 85, and you've been here ever since. That's 30,
off and on, yes.
85 to 99. That's almost 30 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what have you been doing over here?
Well, after her boyfriend did get out of jail, you know, so you know what that meant for me. I had to move around. So I learned Des Moines pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
You learned Des Moines, or you learned Des Moines women pretty quick?
both. So I stayed here and there, you know, met people here and there, you know, and proceeded to get familiar with the city.
And you were still drinking.
Yes, I was drinking.
Any drugs in your life at this time?
Marijuana was in my life at that time,
Okay.
and a few pills.
All right. Did you ever do anything harder than marijuana and pills on the drugs?
By the grace of God, no.
Okay, good. But alcohol was a consistent player in your life 24/7?
Alcohol was a consistent player in my life 24/7, and when I drank alcohol, everything else follows. Cocaine, marijuana, women, you know, driving drunk, and
Sure.
so.
How did you support yourself? Illegally?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to know. But so you never really had a regular job or a career?
Oh yeah. I'm a certified welder. I'm a state certified welder. Even through my adversities, you know, I was on the job for 18 years.
Okay.
And through my 18 years of employment, these adversities occurred. You know, I've in and out of jail, prison, treatment facilities, but fortunately for me, I was good at what I was doing, and I was always rehired from the same employer. So that kept me in a work environment. Even through prison, I was able to work within a work release program at the same
Employer?
Yes.
What did you go to prison for?
Burglary and armed robbery.
Okay, just once?
3 times.
For the same thing?
Twice for burglary. Twice for burglary, twice for robbery. I was violated during my probation. Yes.
Yeah.
Parole.
Was that all drug related? I mean, you were trying to get money to support yourself?
Yeah. I guess I could say it was all drug related, and it was all due to just what we call coming up, you know, hustling.
Yeah.
You know, so yes.
Jesse's our guest today, and we're learning a little bit about his story. But there's no Jesus there at all?
Jesus had, you know, I was baptized, as I find out today, when I was 7 years old, I believe my sister told me, and I had forgotten about it. I was always, you know, I was brought up in a Christian family. You know, it's not that I didn't know God, I had just forgotten Him.
Okay.
And
but you know He didn't forget about you.
Right, and I know that right today. Even in my 4th step, I bring that up.
Okay.
And you know, my sponsor stayed on me constantly, you know, about my 4th step, because I ran from it for a long time.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, 4th step is when you list all of your, what is it officially? I don't have it memorized.
Oh.
All of our character defects. Yeah, we write down all our character defects. And for
fears and I can't remember the four. There's like 4 different columns. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have done a 4th step?
Yes.
All right. Have you done all the steps?
Periodically.
But
the ones that I pretty much focus on every day is 1, 2, 3. the rest, the other 9 comes through as the day goes on. It's not that I don't work the steps eventually, but when I start my day, it's with the first 3. The other ones come, during the course of the day. But I work all 12 of them daily.
I'm going to look up the 12 steps here so I can properly identify them for the people that are not familiar with them.
I know part of that column, fear and sexual harms. I'm trying to think what those other columns are.
I could look it up. The 4th step, though, states that made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And you list that in different columns for the things that you have faced in your life. And you're right, relationships, sexual. It's also thievery, I believe, is in there somewhere, what you've stolen or what you haven't paid back. So there's lots of stuff in that. All right, Jesse. So you really weren't a troublemaker, though. I mean, you worked pretty consistently.
Yes, I at the time, I really didn't. I guess I was led by example. I really didn't go out looking for anything, but when it came, I was all for it. I wasn't a leader then. Today,
so you didn't have a real clear picture of where you wanted to go. It was just people around you were going a certain direction, so you went that way.
Yes,
they were having fun, so you were going to have fun.
It was just like the trend.
Yes,
just go with the flow.
Yeah, and that happens when you don't have a clear picture of where you want to go.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
And so, what was the downfall? What was the end of the end? The low bottom, the rock bottom.
Even during this recovery, I've had periods of recovery in my life. Through my attempts of recovery, which I believe was I think this is the 6th one. But through the earlier attempts of my recovery, I knew how to quit drinking. I knew how to quit chasing women, but I didn't know how to stop. I couldn't stay stopped. And as time went on, many things, many variables occurred in my life to where information I was receiving from God that I didn't listen to at that time. And as time went on, when I kept asking myself over and over and over, why me? Why can't I succeed in recovery? Something was missing. I kept trying to do it on my own. I kept trying to do it without sponsors. I kept trying to do it Jesse's way.
Is this the first time out of 6 trials that you've gotten a sponsor?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first time, and if it don't be, excuse me, if it don't be for Lila beating it in my head, I don't think I would have had a sponsor today. But I really appreciate her because she stuck by me through my recovery. And
how did you two meet each other?
In treatment.
So you were in Powell?
Yes.
Outpatient or inpatient?
Inpatient.
And was that the first time you'd ever been through an official treatment center?
No.
No. Why do you think Powell stuck and nothing else did?
I was older. My comprehension was a lot better. I was a lot more willing to learn. I was open-minded as opposed to my earlier attempts. Because my earlier attempts, I was just doing it. I was forced to do it as opposed to wanting to do it. And I was forced, whether it was through probation, prison officials, or some other law enforcement. And I just wasn't doing it for Jesse.
But now you're doing it for who?
I'm doing it for God today. I'm doing it for God's first, and I'm second.
Okay. And before it was your first, and God was not in the picture?
I don't know if I could say he wasn't in the picture. He was there. I knew he was there. He was talking to me, but I just wasn't listening.
You didn't have a relationship with him.
Yeah, I didn't have a relationship with him then as I do today.
You said he was talking to you. What was he saying?
I had died a couple of times on the operating table. I had got stabbed, and they had to revive me, with the pedals. And I could actually see, when they say, I didn't see the light or anything, but when I was in a slow motion type thing, I could see the people performing on me and hit me with the paddle and stuff, and I could feel my body going up and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I come to, and I'm in intensive care. As time went, and then I got shot. I got shot 6 times. And
6 times in one incident?
Yeah. They emptied the gun in me. And I survived that. After the person got through shooting me, I actually heard the gun say click, 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 empty. And I was still fighting him. And
we're hearing Jesse's story here today. When we come back, we're going to ask the tough questions. What was going on that somebody emptied a gun in you? And then as we proceed in this program, how Jesus bumped into Jesse in the middle of the night and brought him not only salvation, but recovery. This is Recovery Monday, sponsored by Powell CDC. Lila Stafford, along with John Peters from Powell CDC here. Bob Montserrat, the Cat in the Hat. Father Tattoo producing. And I thank you for listening to 99.3 KTIA, Iowa.
A father who is headed toward another heart attack. A woman who struggles daily with diabetes and her memory. A boy whose headaches keep him out of school. A mother who one morning discovers a lump. A girl whose condition defies diagnosis. You come to us because you need answers, but you also need more. You need understanding of what you're going through. You need comfort. You need to be treated as an individual, not a condition. You need to be included in your own care. You are the point of everything we do. That's why we're changing to Unity Point Health. It's a model of care that will help us work better together, where the physician who knows you best takes the lead, coordinating your care through every step, from the hospital to specialists to rehabilitation to health services in the home and in the community, to making sure the treatments are effective. By working as a team, we surround you with care, helping you manage your health and your conditions, guiding you to making better choices and living a healthier life. The point of Unity is you. Unity Point Health.
If Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of America was your personal webmaster, Tom would filter out all bad debt emails. If Tom was your mailman, you'd never get any debt reduction junk mail. If Tom Coates was a lineman, he'd block any phone calls offering to reduce your credit card debt.
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America, and we're still your best choice for credit counseling. We're local, we're accountable, and we can do more. You make the call when the time's right for you.
When it comes to competition, there really is none for Consumer Credit of America.
June in the Lord's year 2013. By any chance, you know who the guest is next week? We could tease it.
No, I lost the paper.
Okay.
Got to find it today.
All right. We're going to do this every Monday. Local people who have gone through Powell CDC who are willing to share their story. And why do we do this? I'll tell you why. It is my belief, and I don't know if this is scripture-based, but I don't think it's not biblical. It's my belief that the story about you and God running into each other and the hound of heaven biting you on the backside and Jesus giving you salvation, I believe that is your DNA with God. No one else has that story. And God needs you to share your story with somebody else because there's something that other person needs to hear that is buried deep within your story. Might not be the highlight reel, might be just something insignificant. And I believe that when somebody comes alongside another brother or sister and they're able to share their stories, and that moment happens when the person says, oh, man, I needed to hear that. I think God dances a jig in heaven because he wants us to interact with each other. He wants us to create relationships with each other and grow with him and his son, Jesus. So that's why we do Recovery Monday. We share the stories of the people who have gone through one of the Midwest's best treatment centers, Powell CDC, so you know that if there's somebody in your life that's suffering from alcoholism, drug abuse, hurts, habits, and hang-ups, that there is a local place called Powell CDC that you're able to go. How do they get a hold of Powell? Just call them? I mean, just show up, call you on your cell phone?
Just call. It's 263-2424 and tell them what they need, and they'll get them in touch with the right people.
How did you end up at Powell, Jesse?
Oh, after I think it was in '86 when I first went to Powell, and Powell was on High Street, was it 14th and High?
Yeah.
I think Powell was just really getting off the ground there, wasn't they? And I was one of their first candidates, one of their first clients.
And how did you end up there? Was that a court-ordered issue?
No. Thank the Lord. I don't think. Let me see. Let me think. I think when I first ended up in Powell, when I came here to Des Moines with the girl, and I was drinking heavily, and smoking crack, and found myself homeless. I really didn't start getting any OWIs right then, but I think it was a theft case or something that I received, and in order for me not to serve any jail time, I had an option to go to treatment, sure. and so I checked into Powell through I think her name was Gabby.
There was I remember hearing about her.
Yeah, it was a lady, a very nice lady, and that helped us through drug evaluation, and Powell accepted me.
But it didn't stick the first time.
No. I had to go out and do other research.
Yeah,
I had
more research.
I had to find other reasons why I could continue to drink and use drugs. So I went on until I started. I got my first OWI, and I believe that was in 87. I got my first OWI, and I ended up in Iowa City, Oakdale. There was a treatment facility there on the campus. I think they called it Oakdale. And I did a 30-day inpatient treatment there, which I successfully completed. But as soon as I
is Oakdale a prison?
Yes, but it was Oakdale is a prison, but Iowa City campus is right across the street from it.
Okay.
And they had a treatment facility there in one of the college buildings.
Okay.
And I was court ordered there, and did 30-day inpatient, and came out and lived in. I believe it was Waterloo. That's when I started living in Waterloo, and caught a couple of OWIs there, got my license suspended, came back to Des Moines around 89, and proceeded to just act a fool, just continue to drink and get arrested for different crimes and getting into fights and stealing and just the whole gamut.
What was the experience in which somebody unloaded an entire 6 shots into you in one gun?
Drug related. I was selling marijuana.
Okay.
And the guy, I had fronted him some marijuana, and he didn't want to pay me, so I had put the word out on him that I was going to get my money. And so he was kind of expecting me to come. And then when I did show up, I had been drinking. And I went to, and the bad part about it was he was in a treatment facility. And I went to the treatment facility to get my money.
And he had a gun in treatment?
And he had a gun in treatment.
Whoa.
Please tell me that wasn't Powell.
No, it wasn't Powell.
Good.
It wasn't Powell. And so I went and knocked on the door and asked for him. And but it all started because his girlfriend had came over to my crew. And so I was start seeing his girlfriend, and that's what made me.
I'm seeing a pattern here, Jesse. Women, drugs, get you in trouble.
Yeah, it did. So he heard that I was going to come up there, so he had went and got a gun that evening, and he took it back to the dorm with him, and he kept it there until I showed up. And when I showed up, he came past the door, and I said, "Hey, man," he said, "Wait a minute, hold up." So he went to his room and got the gun, and he came back, and when he came back, he come to the door with the gun in his hand. I could see something shiny and flash. And when I seen the flash, it didn't dawn on me at first, that he had a gun. I knew he had something, but when he opened up the door, he just proceeded to raise the gun and start shooting. Bullet hit me in my chest, a bullet hit me in my leg, bullet hit me in my stomach, bullet hit me in my finger. And all the time he was shooting, I was holding the gun, and it was just saying pow, 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 and then click, 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 click. So when he was out of bullets, I just started fighting him. I guess I was in shock. And so he ran out the door, and when he ran out the door, I tried to chase him, and I slipped in some glass and fell. So when I fell, my momentum just proceeded to carry me on through, and I got in my car and drove home. And I was sitting in the chair, and then I heard a scream from my sister. So I was just sitting there bleeding. And they rushed me to the hospital, and I didn't make it on that one either. But by the grace of God, here I am.
When you say you didn't make it, what does that mean?
They had to use life resuscitation on me again to bring me back. And
so Jesse, do you feel like God's saving you for something?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
you've got a message to give people.
Yes, I begun to believe that after this period here. After that happened, I was receiving a message, but I was still hard-headed because every time that I got healthy enough to get back in the streets, that's where you seen me back in the streets doing the same thing. So, but I knew in the back of my mind subconsciously that God was speaking.
So what do you think God had in store for Jesse? You've been listening to the show for 45 minutes. Do you have any ideas? We're going to wrap this up in the next segment and find out what God is using Jesse for now. I'm J. Michael McCoy, Lila Stafford in the house, along with John Peters from Powell CDC, Father Tattoo, Bob Montserrat, and you. You're the most important person in the room, and you're listening, and I appreciate it. Live here on KTIA, Iowa.
From From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
If Tom Coates from Consumer Credit of America was your personal webmaster, Tom would filter out all bad debt emails. If Tom was your mailman, you'd never get any debt reduction junk mail. If Tom Coates was a lineman, he'd block any phone calls offering to reduce your credit card debt.
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America, and we're still your best choice for credit counseling. We're local, we're accountable, and we can do more. You make the call when the time's right for you.
When it comes to competition, there really is none for Consumer Credit of America.
A father who is headed toward another heart attack. A woman who struggles daily with diabetes and her memory. A boy whose headaches keep him out of school. A mother who one morning discovers a lump. A girl whose condition defies diagnosis. You come to us because you need answers, but you also need more. You need understanding of what you're going through. You need comfort. You need to be treated as an individual, not a condition. You need to be included in your own care. You are the point of everything we do. That's why we're changing to Unity Point Health. It's a model of care that will help us work better together, where the physician who knows you best takes the lead, coordinating your care through every step, from the hospital to specialists to rehabilitation to health services in the home and in the community, to making sure the treatments are effective. By working as a team, we surround you with care, helping you manage your health and your conditions, guiding you to making better choices and living a healthier life. The point of Unity is you. Unity Point Health.
Michael Mudloff with True Blue from Westkirk Presbyterian Church. Tomorrow, Craig Robinson on the show with Tom Coates as we continue to talk about the politics of the day. Everything from, are the Republicans selling out on the immigration reform, and how's that going to sit at home in their constituency, to the most expensive vacation ever taken by a president of the United States, him and his family in Africa. That's tomorrow on Max World with Tom Coates. All right, Jesse's my guest today, and so you're in and out of jail, prison, and in and out of recoveries, and lots of different women. Did you ever get married?
Unfortunately, no.
No. All right. Do you have children?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
All right, and I understand there's a granddaughter in this picture that is. Plays a crucial role in this life of yours.
Yes, it is. Her name is Malaya. Excuse me. I had 2 more treatment experiences through Powell. One in 2010, inpatient, in which I went through an ordeal as far as a rigorous ordeal, because at that time, my life was beginning to change, and I had started to recognize God. I still fought it as far as turning my will over, but as I continuously progressed through inpatient, I began to let that wall down and started to accept someone other than myself in my life. And when I started that opened my ears up. They used to tell me to shut up and listen, and I learned how to start doing that.
Okay.
And by me learning how to start listening, then that's when recovery started to take effect.
Yeah, you actually began to feel the Holy Spirit come into your life and listen to what the Lord wanted you to hear.
Amen.
But how did the granddaughter, Malaya, play into this?
One evening after outrageous party.
How old was she?
She was 6.
6, okay.
2 years ago after an outrageous party. You know, I woke up the next morning and I was laying. I was just pretty much. I had been up all night, but when reality hit me again, I was laying in the bed by myself, and my whole apartment was just. I mean, was like a tornado or something been in there. There was empty beer bottles, empty whiskey bottles, broken crack pipes, Brillo, women's personals, and just everything, you know, just all, you know, scattered through my apartment. And, you know, the night before, it was just a house full, and then just that quick, I'm by myself. And I wasn't living, I was just existing. And I remember I started praying to God, you know, God, what is it that you're trying to show me? I just feel like nothing. I got up and went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and then I just seen death. And just for that split second, you know, I thought about suicide, and that scared me to death. So, I mean, just for that split second, you know, I just wanted to give it up, you know. Just, you know, God just showed me, God just help me, do something for me. You know, I don't want to die, you know. Then all of a sudden, a horn honked, and I looked out the window, and it was my significant other. I put on my clothes, I went downstairs, and they said, "Hi, Jesse, we just come by to see what you was doing. We went to get pizza, and before we went home, we wanted to know if you wanted a piece." Immediately, I knew that was God had sent someone to bring me out of the mindset that I was in. And but even at that moment, my will still I was still filled with my own will, because my stinking thinking immediately said, now I can get me a drink. You know, here's me $2 or $3, I can get me half pint. And before I knew it, you know, Lorraine, take me to the liquor store so I can get me a drink. And my grandbaby, I could notice her. She was looking at me upside my head. You know, I could just feel how she was just looking. And I look at her, and she just looking at me upside my head, you know. And she said, "Take you to do what?" I said, "Take me to get a drink, and then I'm gonna go to detox." She said, "Well, why can't you just go to detox without a drink?" I said, "Well, they won't let me in. What if I'm not drinking?" You know. So she said, "Well, I'm not going to." I said, "Well, do you want me to get some help or not?" I said, "I've been up there and I've just been praying and I need some help." I said, I need some change, but I need a drink." And my grandbaby said, "Pawpaw, you weak." I said, "What?" She said, "You weak." So when she said that just changed my whole perspective, you know. And I went up to detox without a drink, and they let me in. They let me in, you know, because of the night before and the message that I had. So at that time, even though the criteria do pretty much say that, you know, they want you under the influence of something before you come in, which that should be changed. At that time, it was changed, and I knew only through the grace of God was it changed. And from that day on, you know, that was in that was the 11th of that was 2011. That was May of 11.
Okay.
And I've been clean and sober ever since.
And the reason you're clean and sober is because you've turned your will over to God.
Yes.
But your granddaughter called you weak.
Called me weak.
He also has a really good sponsor.
Yes, and
does.
I have a really good sponsor, Jerome, sitting over here to my left.
So where do you live now?
On 24th and University.
Okay. And do you have a job?
Disability.
All right. And you help out at Powell?
Yes, I'm a facilitator at Powell.
Well, thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your story. And it's fascinating. And it's so great to see a guy like you finally recognize that God's there in your life for you. and He has a plan for your life, and now you're going to seek His will. And that's just exceptional, Jesse. God love you.
Amen.
All right, kids, thanks for coming in on this Monday, Recovery Monday from Powell CDC. And we'll have another great show for you next Monday. A surprise guest Lila will have. And John, make sure you come join us again one of these days. Love to have you. Bob Montserrat, thanks for doing that. Jerome, you were awful quiet. We're going to have to get you on the radio one of these days. And, of course, Father Tattoo. And until I see you again tonight, do me just one favor, would you? Just one, please. Just pray.